Sela, for some reason, decided not to engage with the things that Alfie has already brought to you. Because what Sela says to us is, look, when we send out those negative images, that can be viewed as a threat. Not only, he never analyzed why is that true, and we'll get to that in a second, but please notice, Alfie's analysis says, look, assuming we send something out to space, right? It's not like we find them, because if we find them, we can do whatever the hell we want, right? But they find it somewhere in space. The notion is that they're probably quite advanced. If they don't want to ever engage with us again, no debate, we don't care. The question becomes only relevant when they do decide to engage with us. When they decide to come here. And then, this is very crucial, they are going to find out. They are going to see what is happening here, right? This is the crucial part. And the question that Sela never engaged with is the notion that what happens when they thought of you one thing, then they come here and see another thing. As we've told you, this is hugely, hugely detrimental. Not only because, as we told you, this is very likely for them to destroy trust. Now this is important, right? There is no second chances at first impressions, right? When they think that we have been lying to them, it's much more likely that they are going to think that we are not trustworthy, that they cannot believe us, that maybe if they want to communicate with us, it has to be by forceful measures, because you cannot communicate with us in other ways. That is a huge threat. And again, you want to prevent your families to survive. You don't want an alien race to think that they cannot trust us and cannot communicate with us. However, when you have some form of relationship of trust, then you can later alter it, right? Like you can have some form of goodwill measures towards the aliens, if you will, or not. But the point is, you really, really want them to have some form of trust. You really want to believe those measures of goodwill when you send it to them later, etc. Right? So if you want to prevent them from killing us, you want them to be able to trust that you are someone that can be talked to, maybe negotiated to, and therefore, by that, maybe save ourselves from destruction. Let's see what else we have. Lastly, Sela's last point about like, oh, the world is going to collapse because people will not be able to decide what we put on a tape when we send it to outer space. Who cares in the US? Like most of the people here not even know what's on the Voyager when it sends to outer space. Most countries don't have any form of space technology or any relationship to space. And specifically, we're talking about something that already happened in the 70s. So unless they want to explain to us how the world would explode because it was the Cold War in the 70s and something like that, like we really don't think that matters in this debate. No. So, what else do we have for you? Let's talk about what happens at the first contact. Because Sela comes to us and tells us, you see, they must understand this as a threat. Now we think that's not very likely. Why is that? First of all, they see us damaging ourselves. Like they don't see us killing other aliens, right? Like if I go in the savannah and I see a dead giraffe, I'm not saying, aha, giraffes are probably trying to kill me, right? Like the fact that you see someone in suffering, like I may not think good things about giraffes because they kill each other, but I don't think it is a direct threat to me. At most I can say, well, maybe not engage with giraffes. So that's the most that's going to happen, but there's no reason to go on an all-out war against the giraffes or something like that. Secondly, as we said it, they're not comparing it to what happens, like let's say when they see us killing each other, they see us at the direct threat to us. That's what's going to happen when they come to Earth and see that, right? Like they either think that's a direct threat and start attacking us, or for example, because, and instead of trying to communicate and see for why and figure out the context, they're just saying, well, we can't trust anything they say anyway, or they just think that the planet is going very, very fastly towards a haywire. Maybe they should be the good ones and save us all from ourselves, maybe, and invade us. Again, probably not a very good thing considering the fact that they don't know that much about us, they don't know our context, etc. And comparing, and that's it, right? But more than that, we say, look, if you want international relationships, you want to speak softly and carry a big stick. It's quite possible that when they see all these lovely things about us, They just decide that we are weak and we are ones that they need to destroy and can destroy very easily. Now this is important because they say they may be immensely more advanced than us. Maybe. But if I think that when I come to attack, they are still going to attack me back, and like I am going to have some casualties, but I could get the entire thing without it just by communication, because we have some form of relationship of trust. We think it's quite likely that they will choose that alternative. Specifically, if they look at what we have in 7, they say, hey, they actually can at any time just blow up their entire planet because they have enough A-bombs, then maybe we shouldn't want to try to conquer them all, because at most they will blow up the entire planet and we'll get nothing, right? So this is the kind of thinking that may be very beneficial when you want to talk with aliens. Second, you and then yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole space program is a status quo campus for humanity regarding how we should act, how we should live. Why do you think we should?
Well, no. I'm sorry. We don't get. No one cares about the space program. Absolutely not. When we're talking about 77, except like some nerd kids that cares about brackets, people don't get their notions about the world and how they should be and what they are from the space program. No, we don't buy that, right? So, more than that, as I told you, that it could be another way of communication. Those people may not understand my things, maybe all they understand are dead bodies. Now, we're not sure how, but if you want to communicate, and again, please notice, this is a mission to communicate with others. Like, if you don't want any talking to aliens, then fine, don't say anything. But if you want to communicate, again, it's another form of communication that can be very helpful. Lastly, we think that it's also about if they are maybe human, maybe they have some compassion. Maybe when they see we are suffering, they might offer new technology to cure diseases. Maybe they could be compassionate towards us, right? We think that is something that's worth a shot. If they have a cure to all diseases, that could be immensely good for the mankind. If they don't see that we are having problems, they may not offer such help. They may move on to another planet suffering more. For those reasons, we beg you to oppose.